Hi, my name is Michaela Smith, and I am a sophomore at IU studying secondary social studies education, planning to teach middle and high school world history, U.S. history, and U.S. government. After taking this class, I have learned several ways how technology can be integrated into a history classroom. Some of my favorite techniques, I guess, would be using Poplet to have my students create a concept map that they can use to break down the causes and effects of wars and other events. I would also like to use Edmodo to use as a learning management system. I did this in class and I thought it was a great way to communicate with my students as well as assign and assess them. Lastly, I would like to use screencasting and Edpuzzle together to create introductory videos for my students to watch before coming to class that has quizzes embedded into the video throughout the video so that they can quiz themselves on the topic and watch it as many times as they need to before coming to class to learn about that topic.
So now I'm going to show you my two favorite things that I created in this class through the gallery page on my ePortfolio. So my first one was S'mores newsletter. I just had so much fun creating this. I could really make it my own, and I can't wait to use this in my future classroom to keep the parents informed and just keep teaching fun for my students and making them want to be engaged. So here I have like a meet the teacher part where I just explain who I am and like what my favorite thing is and my background education and stuff like that. And then under that I have a QR code that leads to my ePortfolio. In the future I would like to actually like make a website to where my students can access all like course information, syllabi, assignments and stuff like that, and expectations and stuff like that. So in the future I'd like to replace this QR code with a QR code for that. Under that I have my expectations for my classroom, and so I kind of made my own twist on this by creating an acronym, if that's what it's called the learning rules, and you can read them here. Under that I have like the first day of school and information on that and stuff like that, just to get my students pumped for coming back. And then I also included a few top moments in history, starting from like the Declaration of Independence all the way to more modern news, like the joining of North and South Korea meeting for the first time in over 10 years. I also included a little quiz or form for my students to fill out that lets them introduce them to me before I meet them on the first day of school. So that way, if they have anything they want me to know but not anyone else to know, they can tell me that here, because I understand, like for me, it was always hard. I was very shy, and so I understand that students might want to get that out there. And then I also have a little link down here that leads to today's news for CNN Student News, which I thought was really fun. So the second thing that I created that I had really a lot of fun doing was this Kahoot. I made it over World War I and World War II, which are some of my favorite topics in history and why I want to be a history teacher in general. And I've always played Kahoots and thought they were fun, so it was really fun to be on the other side of that this time.
So my favorite piece of technology that we used in this class this 8 weeks was definitely the S'mores newsletter. I just thought that it was fun, and I never have really thought about sending newsletters through like a QR code or something like that by like a link or something. I've always just known the paper route, but like this saves paper and it uses technology to communicate with my parents so that way that papers aren't going to get stuffed in the bottom of backpacks and get lost or crumbled up and or fallen out. And like I can make sure that the newsletter gets to the parents so that they know what's going on in class. I also loved this assignment because I could make it my own. I think for mine I included like polls to get to know my students during the open house newsletter, and I also put in like a few historic facts or whatever, like 3 key parts in history, which I thought was really fun to do and would get my students excited for back to school. I just thought it was really great. You can add so much to it, like polls, links, videos, pictures, and it was just really fun in general.